What's good, everybody, and welcome to OffTheBone podcast. As y'all know what time it is, we've been gone for a little minute, but we back right on time for the season to kick off. So, what's good, everybody?
You know what time it is.
Act like we never left.
Nah, that man just munched on something.
That's crazy.
What?
I was talking about Sim. Nobody heard Sim.
Nobody paid
Wilding
attention to
already.
this noise.
Yeah, let's go, man.
With basketball season upon us, we know what time it is. It's time to get into how the off season was, how the free agency was, kicking it off from there. But
You're gonna be great in off seasons, man.
how would y'all rank the off season in like a whole though?
I mean, what do you expect from the NBA? NBA always got fireworks, so hey,
Could have been better.
ever since that Kawhi summer, but don't match it. NFL they did a pretty good job this
It
year.
was about smoke this year.
Hey, but you know,
I think I think this year it was more drama than transactions, really, because of the whole KD Kyrie situation and the whole Russell Westbrook situation. So I think it was more drama than actual action. But NBA all season never disappoint. It's always gonna be something to happen. But NFL, if NFL keep doing how it did last year, hey, they got to run for their money.
It's not gonna be the same. That was that fluke season, off season they had.
Because of Kristen Curry.
It's usually okay. Well, it gets stopped.
Jazz Nation, baby. Nah, that's why the. Let's go on, man.
Yeah,
Let's go on.
yeah. What are you talking about?
I mean, they already got the draft, you know. The NBA already had a free agency, so it's a toss up.
Right.
Yeah.
Both sports are just like that. But anywho,
Sad.
this is for this is a recap. My bad. I don't know what just happened. This is a recap. Every team, all 30, off season, all the moves, everything. We finna be grading them and all that. But we start from
Strictly they off seasons, not how good the team is, or we grading strictly they off season and what they did.
It's a lot of teams that ain't do nothing really.
That is true. But that might have been the best thing for them.
if it ain't for you, it ain't for you, man. All right, so I think we're gonna start from 15 seed.
Yes, sir.
East Coast.
Man, we going east to west.
Let's talk about the Magic, man.
Mm.
Talk about the Magic. How y'all feel about the off season?
The only thing I like about what the Magic did was they drafted.
Really?
Yeah.
They got.
I mean, they
Bamba.
re-signed a couple players. That's nice, but they got too many forwards and centers / forwards. I don't know how they roster plan on working out. I guess I think
I really like the re-sign of Mobama because there was a lot of speculation he was gonna leave. They also got Gary Harris back, who didn't he tear his ACL? Didn't he just get hurt though?
yeah, he got hurt, but I don't. He
Yeah,
don't.
I
He
think
didn't
he's
really
out for
play.
the
He
year.
didn't really play much last.
Yeah, but it was just
last year.
a good kind of veteran presence. But they re-signed Mobamba, which I think is really good for them. Because he started to come into his own last year. Unfortunately, he will be going back to the bench now
Which is
because Paulo is gonna have that 4 spot
Which is
and
a-
Wendell is gonna have that 5.
it's a big L for them. It's
But
not. He
I
don't have
think-
no defense.
Wendell can play defense though.
Yeah, but he's not big. He's not big enough.
hey,
6'11", he can rim protect.
he
Not
breaks his
really.
posts like every game.
He better he a better rebounder than he is a defender, which isn't a bad thing. But he not like a paint protector. Like Mobamba would get you some blocks. Like he a scared
But
nigga.
I think the structure of their team is really good in a sense because they didn't have a true number one offensive option before. Like they was battling Cole Anthony and Franz Wagner and um, Wendell for the most shots, but now they got in Paulo, who I think is a really good player, a mellow type player, a young mellow. I think he could be their number one option. Personally, I see them this year fighting for that 10th seed, that play-in spot. And I think they could possibly make the play-in. Because of that, I give their offseason a A. I think they did everything they needed to, getting Mobamba back. bringing in Paolo to be their number one option. I think this year they got a chance to make the make playoffs. I don't think make the playoffs, but I think they'll make the play in.
I think the only way they make the play in is if Paolo come immediately and be that guy. Like if he's not that guy immediately, then I don't think they even have a chance of making the play.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, an A though?
An A. Because I think they did everything right. Yeah, I don't think they did anything wrong.
I don't think they had much choice in what they did. So they didn't do anything bad. I don't think they had too many options.
But they made everything they were supposed to do.
Bad.
Huh?
It was really hard for them to do anything bad.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They didn't have much options either way because it ain't like somebody was going to come to Orlando. Ain't nobody was going there. So they re-signed the players they needed to, and they drafted well. So, I mean.
But I don't think they're going to make the play-in because they literally got the same players back and then added one more. And was still the 15th seed last year. Boom. So, like, they not making no play-in. They're going to be in the same situation. They're going to be better in years to come, but this upcoming season, no.
The reason I say an A is because there was a lot of speculation of them taking Jabari Smith as the number one pick. And I felt like everyone consensus number one pick was Paolo. But all the way up until draft day, they had Jabari Smith as the number one pick. That's what everybody was saying. Woj, he can't come and say Jabari Smith is the first pick, but he basically came out that morning and saying it's consensus and looking like it's going to be Jabari Smith. Yeah, he basically said it's guaranteed that Jabari Smith is about to be number one pick. And I don't think he's not a number one option. He's a good fit and a nice player to have on your team, but he's not a number one option. And they basically went against what everybody thought, and they made the choice that I think they should have made and got the best player in the draft in Paolo. So that's why I give them an A, because they made the right pick. They made the right re-signing and getting Mo Bamba back. And I think they'll come back next year with a better team. I think their team is going to fit really good. I wish Markelle was healthy because I think he would have won most improved player. But I give their offseason A.
I don't think he would have got it though, because I don't think he was gonna start.
You got a bit too much optimism, but I know they close to you, but relax.
And I was gonna say that I'm not grading it off optimism, what's going on. I'm calling out shit. Them boys rookies, they ain't do nothing. Right? So they lost Robin Lopez, right? And who's sneezing, but that's Robin Lopez. Nobody give no fuck. Right? They added Paolo, and Caleb. I looked them up. I don't really watch college basketball.
Caleb Houston. 6'8". He's a good not good, but he'll be a nice role player.
Shoot 35% from the 3-point line. I mean, you help him with the forward. You help him with the forward to play with Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony. Because who they had? They still got Terrence Ross.
Yeah.
Ross. He getting older. Get him out the way. Caleb put in Caleb when it's time to come. Mo Bamba. They got the pieces, but
I don't know if Caleb gonna play his rookie season.
He's not gonna play at all.
And they gonna
I'm just
they got
it. But even then, Terrence Ross is a shooting guard. He doesn't play that forward spot because their starting three is gonna be Franz Wagner.
Yeah.
They're not moving him to the bench.
He's gonna be a 4. He should be a 4.
Well, he's gonna start. Yeah. So I don't know how they.
He's gonna be the 3 because they have Paolo at 4.
Unless they put Paolo
to the 5.
Oh, Bamba don't start.
No, he's not gonna start when the Carter's.
Bamba's coming off the bench.
Carter not gonna start neither. We run a small ball.
They don't have a center then. If he doesn't start, they don't have a center. He's not a center.
Draymond doesn't start at center.
And Draymond a better defensive player.
We gonna be alright. That's why they got a D. How about that? That's why they got a D. D.
A D? why did they get a D though? I'm trying to understand. Why did they get a D?
I'm not buying what they're selling right now. If we just looking at the free agency and everything else that's been done in free agency, it's been teams better with more notable players than some rookies. So D.
But who were they supposed to sign to get them above a D? Who were they supposed to sign?
Who could they have signed?
No, who were they supposed to?
I can't really answer who they were supposed to.
Who could they have signed?
Who do you think they should have?
Out of all the players that was out there, I mean, if you told me they had that for you, I would have had that for you, but I ain't got it for you.
But I'm just who they're a rebuilding team. They're not gonna get in free agents.
Yeah,
they did what they had to do.
They want their young
They
players.
re-signed their players.
Yeah, they want their young players.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do. It was
that's what I'm saying. They couldn't have done better than what they did.
Exactly.
So I don't know if I give them an A though.
Yeah, it's hard for them to mess that up.
A D would be that's like they failed. They didn't fail.
Yeah.
All right.
Give them a B.
Like us, Orlando, so they did what they could. And you're an NBA team. You got bread. You ain't nobody else making money on that team. Go get a trade for Christian Wood. Go get JaVale McGee. Go get Jay Crowder. Do something.
Yeah, but that's the.
But why would those players go there? Why would JaVale, JaVale is competing for championships every year? Why would he go to Orlando?
And on top,
he also doesn't help them.
Yeah, and on top of that, they didn't need anybody because they got 2 guards that they just drafted. All the players they got are recent draft picks within like the last 5 years. Yeah. They don't. The only person they didn't draft was Wendell Carter. Everybody else is draft picks from the last 5 years. They still extremely young. Like out of the starting 5, the oldest player probably Wendell Carter, and he like 24.
Oh, that's what they got to do. Them boys gonna be cruising this shit all the way to 15 still. 14.
I just they didn't do anything outlandish. Like, oh wow, they did. Like, it was very hard for them to mess up any of that. So.
Yeah, because all they needed to do was re-sign the players and get Paolo. That's all they needed to do.
A B. Because they still
at the very least they get like a C+ at the very least.
Okay. I'll see how this feels. Let's go to the Rockets, man. Go to the Rockets. Another 15. They didn't do anything. They re-signed Jashawn Tate and got Jabari Smith Jr.
Yeah, and got 2 other draft picks that's like, that might not play.
They thought Paulo was going to fall to them. That's what everybody thought. And if they would have got Paulo, I would have been really excited for that team. But I don't look at Jalen Green as a number 1 option for my team when I want to compete. I would want him as a sidekick. I would want him as like a Jaylen Brown type player. So I still don't think they have that number 1 option. But I think they got the draft pick they had to get. So I think they have all the pieces. I think they're in the Orlando situation. They have all the pieces to complement when they finally get that number 1 pick. But I gave them a C.
I was about to say, I think they believe in their team though. Like they rookies, they believe in their rookies. Jay and Jabari, I said Jay. I was about to say Jay and Ivy. Jabari Smith I don't think he's supposed to be day 1. He's supposed to be the complementary to day 1. Right. So I don't know. They didn't really do much either. Like now they starting center might be Willie Cauley-Stein. I don't know. So that's
not a bad play.
Yeah, but
they lost both their centers. They lost Isaiah Hartenstein to the Knicks, and then they lost Christian Wood.
Willie Cauley-Stein and Marquise Chris. So it's like I like what the Magic did more than I like what they did. Because at least they retained players.
Right.
But I disagree. But I like what Houston did more than Orlando. So let's say they lost Seawood, they lost John Wall, they lost Dennis Schroeder, they lost Hartenstein. Then they traded away David Nwaba, Marquise Chris, Trey Burke, and Sterling Brown. Right? Traded them to the Thunder.
Yeah.
But they got Mo Harkless and Favors to start. Let's see. The starting lineup is Jalen Green, KBJ,
Kevin Porter,
Mo Harkless, Derek Favors.
Well, no, Jabari Smith is.
Jabari is starting at the 4.
Forgot about Jabari, best player in the draft. My bad. Forgot about Jabari and Boban Marjanovic.
You don't believe that?
He's definitely not the best player in the draft. And out of the top 5 picks, he probably
has the least potential to be a superstar.
Yeah, like he probably the least one. Like the last.
Everyone knows he's going to be a role player.
Boom.
Not a role player, but a good complementary piece.
I wouldn't call him a role player. I wouldn't call.
He would be like I wouldn't say Klay Thompson level, but a Klay Thompson type player.
He's definitely a complimentary player. I don't know about Klay Thompson.
That's what I said. Not,
but he's definitely.
I said not a role player, like a complimentary piece.
Right.
He's not a number 1 option. He can't create his own shot. He's a stretch four that can play elite defense and can rim protect. That's all he is at the moment. Now he could develop his shot creating, but he doesn't have that at all right now, and that showed in the summer league. Bad.
Yeah, he was getting ripped. Often you see people get ripped in the NBA. That's like he was consistently getting ripped too.
I said he consistently holding a D plus.
Boom. Yeah, I mean, I give him like a C because again they didn't really do much either, and they didn't really do much to improve their team except for draft Jabari Smith. So it's like, you know, hey. No, huh? Oh, yeah.
14s, man. Let's talk about the Thunder.
The Thunder?
Hey.
The Thunder, man. They re-signed Lou Dort. They drafted Chet.
I was about to say,
drafted Jalen Williams.
A lot of the small market bottom teams in a similar predicament. They can't really do much, and as far as the Thunder go, they basically risking their whole future on these draft picks and if they pan out or not. And considering Chet just got hurt, that's a terrible L for them.
But that's not their fault, though.
They could have told him not to play.
But the NBA, they said the NBA, that's like within that program was within their thing.
I understand, but that's a big L, and next year this won't happen. This won't be.
Yeah. I don't know,
especially not rookies. Rookies wouldn't be doing this next year. That's a big L for them. I don't know too much about Jalen Williams, which was their second pick. I don't know too much about him, but as far as what they have already, kind of the same situation as the Magic. Like they have the pieces, everybody just really young.
I feel like they're more appealing to free agents than the Magic and the Rockets, though.
Well, because of the players they have. The players are better, but I don't think anybody is choosing choosing Oklahoma over Orlando.
And
or Houston.
That too.
I feel like not even the players. I feel like the organization itself, like they feel like, because Sam Presti has obviously done good with drafting. We know that. So I feel like
but that's about it. Though.
Like, we know he gonna,
they've done good with drafting and nothing else really. They got like one finals appearance with the three of the best players of the last 20 years.
Exactly. But how often do you do that?
Yeah, but that's it though. Like that's all they've been good at was drafting.
I just felt they mismanaged that. But that's a lot to have on a plate. 3 MVPs. That's a lot to have on your plate. And they're young. They don't really know, the business side or like the sacrificing side of it yet. Everybody just want to get paid.
Well, no, they lost that because they didn't want to pay somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
That was their fault though, not James Harden's fault.
Well, I mean, he wanted to get paid more. He could have said, "All right, to help the team win and stuff like that, I'll take a bit less."
But then he would have never turned into James Harden.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is like it goes both ways. As I said, they were young players. They want to get paid. They ain't trying to hear that.
But it wasn't just about getting paid. He wanted to be a starter too.
I'm pretty sure he would have became one. After if he got a new deal from them, he would have became one.
Too many ball handlers, and Westbrook still couldn't shoot.
Boom.
So he couldn't play off the ball then either.
Okay. They lost
Isaiah Roby.
Mo Harkless, and Derek Favors.
Hey.
They got back Gorgie Jang, Holgren, Nawaba, Sterling Brown, Marcus Chris, Trey Burke, and 3 first-rounders. I gave him a C. Yeah, 3 first-round draft picks and all them other players, all them complimentary players. I gave him a C.
I gave him a B.
I was iffy because I think the Thunder are in a very weird spot. I think they have. I like the Chet pick, and I like the other pick, the 6'9" guard they got from France, Ousmane Dieng. I think I forgot how to pronounce his last name.
Don't butcher it.
Yeah, so I know his first name is Ousmane though. 6'9" guard.
Well, his last name Dieng. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his first name though.
But I really like their picks, but I think they're in a weird spot because they don't have Chet this year. They're probably going to do the same thing where Shea sits probably the last 20 games, right? Shea is about 24. They're still going to be rebuilding, right? But they have so many draft picks that they can't use all these picks to keep bringing in new players every year. Like they have like 3 or 4 first round picks over like the next 3 years.
Yeah, I'm about to say they had 3 this year.
Yeah, you can't keep bringing in rookies. Like you're not gonna have a team. That's why they had to get rid of Isaiah Roby, who's a good piece. They had to basically release him because they had too many players and they have too many young players. So I think they're in a spot to where they need Chet to come back next year. Like they're gonna have another top pick this year. Maybe they might get Victor, maybe not.
If
but I think
Victor, that's a big
bet. But I think they're in a weird spot because if things don't go well this year, Shea could ask for a trade, and then you'll have to bring in more picks with that Shea trade, but you still have this big plethora of picks to where the point they're gonna have to trade these picks for someone eventually. I think they're not gonna be able to make all these draft picks. So I don't know how they're gonna do it because they're gonna have to trade these picks. There's no way they can keep drafting all these players.
Didn't they just re-sign him to that big old deal?
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask for no trade, man.
I think if they do end up trading him, I don't even think that's like it's an L because of who he is.
Exactly.
But considering they got so many draft picks, which gonna be top picks, they have to trade Shea. Like worst case scenario, Giddey would probably just run point until they find a replacement, or he might just stay. That might stay at his role. But if they trade Shea this season, they for sure getting Victor. And if they get Victor and have Chet, I don't know. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I don't think he'll request a trade this season. But it's like they're rebuilding and he's 24. In a couple years, they're going to be just trying to get into the playoffs. And he'll be 26, 27 that time. They're not even probably in a position to really compete for a chip yet.
I feel like they could make the playoffs next year.
I don't think so. In that West,
I think a lot would have to go right for them.
Yeah.
Like people have to get hurt and then have to squeeze into the play-in.
Chet would have to come out averaging 25.
I mean, yeah.
I would say though.
The Jazz. Oh well, good.
No, I'll say hopefully though when he come back, he might be bigger, and if he's got some muscle and got some NBA practice under him, he'll come out like how Embiid and Ben Simmons came out, and they were defined. At least they were better than what they would have been if they played from the jump.
I'm not gonna lie, with the Ben Simmons stuff, not really, because we knew what Ben Simmons was coming out and going to the Sixers. Joel Embiid, we did not expect this at all.
Well, they were saying that from the jump.
We didn't know.
You knew he was gonna be good. I don't know. You didn't know he was gonna be this good, but you knew he was gonna be good because they was willing to get rid of Jahlil Okafor and Nerlens Noel. Yeah. And Jahlil Okafor played really great his first season. His first season, he averaged like 17 and like 10. And for whatever reason, he hasn't played since. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. But as soon as Joel came, they just stopped playing them altogether. So,
average, bro. I want to go to.
I need to see what you think it was a good offseason there.
I want to go to Detroit basketball.
Detroit.
Well, I really like Jaden Ivey, so
I like the offseason.
Yeah, I really like Jaden Ivey. I didn't like the Kemba thing.
I think they had a top 3 offseason.
I like the Marvin Bagley. I like the Marvin Bagley trade, and I like Jalen Durant. But he was bad in college, though. He was good in high school, but bad in college. So he still gotta be that guy. But Jaden Ivey is a great pick, and I get them to get rid of Killian Hayes somewhat down the line because he trash.
He's terrible.
He trash. So they can get rid of him.
He really is like the definition of a bust, though. I think.
He was really trash because he was supposed to be really good. And
right.
I
think the Pistons are in a really good spot. I think they know they're gonna compete for a play-in this year. That's why they traded for Bogey, traded for Alec Burks, traded for Nerlens Noel.
Yeah, they got better pieces.
I think they really opened Their problem last year was they didn't have a lot of shooting around Cade. There was a lot of clogged paint. That's why they brought in Alec Burks and Bogey. And then they had Jaden Ivey, who can I don't know, he can't really space the floor like that. But they brought in another guard who can handle the ball with Cade. I think they can compete for that 10th seed this year. I have them competing for that play-in, and I suspect they will make the play-in because I have another team falling out of that play-in.
I'm surprised y'all ain't mentioned Sadiq Bey yet.
He's really good.
I like him.
Yeah, but he already on the team though.
I know that, but I'm saying like no one talked about him like developing into a better player.
Well, that's because that's Cade team.
Yeah,
this is just like he just there for when Cade not playing good.
And they added all those veteran pieces to complement the young players to teach them kind of, I guess.
I think the other thing is because if the Bogey situation doesn't work out, or say they just realize they don't need him, they could trade him for a first-round pick at the deadline for a team that's desperate to get a piece like him. So I think they're in a good position with him. Yeah, like Lakers.
Where did that even come from?
I gave the Pistons an A+. I think they did everything right, and I think they had a top 3 offseason.
A+.
I don't know. I gave one team an A, and they lost the A. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one team had an A.
I know.
Then they lost the A.
So, I'm in the same boat with that team.
So I wasn't giving out A's to nobody, but that team got an A for sure though.
The Pistons?
No. I don't agree with that plus. No, I don't.
I was like, them boys got a B+.
Yeah, I gave him a B+ too.
Losing Grant was tough. I don't care what nobody says.
But they got good picks for him. He wasn't gonna help them at all.
If you keep
it was like dead stats kind of. Like he was just there to
I was about to say because he wasn't gonna help them because they need Cade to become that guy.
Right.
So more touches.
And they have Jaden Ivey to be that second option. Yeah. And they don't need Jeremy Grant taking the shots away. Because he's like 27. He came over there to be a number 1 option. He wanted his own team. They don't want him to be that anymore. And he's just not going to willingly take that back seat. So they thought the best was to get rid of him and get picks back. And I think they did a good job of getting that.
Okay.
Not enough, Gary. Grant, they got that Bowie, Kimba, Nerlens, Kevin Knox, Ivy, 3-level score. Yeah, B+. That's 3-level score right there. But heard he jumping out the gym too, but I don't watch college basketball.
Yeah, I was about to say, you talking about Jaden?
Yes.
Yeah, he supposed to be like the new Ja.
Yeah, he's like Ja, but just not
Ja.
I don't think he's gonna be as gangster.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be.
Like
I don't think he's gonna be Ja, but he plays similar to Ja.
Yeah, but a lot more reckless. I think he plays more.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have the opportunities as Ja. As Ja came in, it was the Grizzlies was his. He playing behind Cade, so unless Cade get hurt or something, but
Everybody agreeing on the B+?
I give him a B+. Yeah. He was an A+.
Yeah, they can get a B. I don't know. But I think at 13 the Pacers. I think the Pacers did the worst. They might have done the worst. They didn't do anything but draft some players. Like I said, I don't. They didn't really do nothing but draft. They still got Miles Turner waiting to be traded. They still got people that they don't want, and didn't do anything, and lost Malcolm Brogdon on top of that. So the only thing they have,
they got a bag of chips and lost one bag of chips, bro. Yeah, they literally traded you traded away your best.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was confused for a little minute.
Nah, because they traded him away and got like nothing back.
Yes, and so the only thing they really got is Halliburton for sure. We don't know how well Benedict finna play, so it's just like
I think we on a lot of the same page. Yeah. I think they did a good job by trading Brogdon. They just didn't get nothing back for him.
So that's the part they didn't do a good job then.
And because they traded Brogdon, I don't see why Miles Turner is still on the team. So that's why I give them a D, because Miles Turner should be gone by now. He should be gone before training camp. So that way they could let Jalen Smith develop as that starter next year. but now they have Miles Turner eating into his minutes. When Miles Turner is not about to help you get into the play-in or the playoffs, y'all need to be. I feel like they need to be in prime position to try to get victory. I feel like any team that is not competing for either the play-in or in the playoffs, you know you're gonna be in the playoffs. But if you think you're on the edge of that play-in, but we know you not, you need to be in position to get victory. They need to be in position to get victory, and right now they aren't. I think they have. I like getting Aaron Nesmith. Wish they would have got picks. I think Aaron Nesmith would be a good role piece for them. Wish they would have got rid of Miles Turner though, and that's why I give them a D.
I don't like that they brought in Daniel Tice.
That was just the contract.
Yeah, but
he's not gonna play.
They should have just release him then.
Veteran presence.
Because just in case.
Veteran presence in the locker room.
Insurance, bro.
You always need that.
Nah, the veteran presence, that's garbage. The Daniel Tice, but you know, and
Rubio, Brogdon, T.J. Warren, Lance Stevenson, and all these other guys.
I mean,
but Lance make them dance, man. But you can get back Langston Galloway, Tice, James Johnson, and Benedict, who's a playmaking sniper, with a 6'5" in the
draft. Benedict.
That's a D.
That was the best thing they did with draft. That's a B?
What? That's crazy.
Oh.
But C minus.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
What's full name with the crazy list overbite from the Bahamas? Buddy Hill. They're gonna lose him too.
Oh, Buddy Hill.
Hey, they're gonna lose food too.
Talking about his speech impediment.
Yeah.
That was crazy. The overbite. I didn't. He don't have an impediment. You know, he speaks well.
But you talking about him having a list?
I thought it was, but then I didn't mean that. I meant like the overbite.
Nah, his mouth just like wide.
All right, let's not talk about his mouth. Let's go on to the Trailblazers.
Okay.
I think the Trailblazers. Personally, I just got a vendetta against them. I don't like Trailblazers.
You see, I
think they just need to get rid of Damian Lillard.
61 points, and Portland.
They got Jeremy Grant. I'm gonna agree with what they did in all season. They got Jeremy Grant. They got Gary Payton Jr.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted Shaedon Sharpe, and they re-signed Anthony Simons. I think those are good moves. Right. I just don't think those are good moves for their team because I don't see that putting them back in the playoffs. I see them making the play-in this year. If they make the playoffs out of the play-in, I don't know. But I don't see them finishing the season as a top 8 seed because I think it's a lot. I think it's 8 teams more talented than them right now, disregarding injury. So
yeah,
I don't see them being the top 8 seed, and I think they should have. And since they traded the first-round pick too to get Jeremy Grant, that's not going to help them. I think I gave them a C. I think they had good moves. I just don't think it's good moves for that team.
I give them a B because I feel like they're trying to be competitive again, even with the pieces they got. And then they retain the other players. They re-signed Lillard, Nurkic, all them. So I feel like I like their mentality. They're not laying down trying to go draft people. Nah, they trying to roll in with what they got.
I don't like the Trailblazers either, but I think they did a good job though. I think they did a good job because it's to the point now where we expect Lillard to be there forever. That's just what it is. Anthony Simons played extremely well when Lillard got hurt. So depending on how well they can play together, it'll probably be a see what to figure out how they placement. Jeremy Grant will give you like 15 with Lillard and Anthony Simons there. He not gonna be who he was before. Nurkic still don't play defense, so that's an L. But
and he got worse on offense.
Yeah, but Shaedon Sharpe, we can see what
no one knows
because he the most athletic person to come into the league so far. He got like a 50-inch vert. So
he just ain't played since high school.
Yeah, so it's just now we just try to figure out what he gonna be. But as far as athleticism goes, just off that, he should be a good defender. I feel like. I don't know how much how much he will be able to create his own shot or what his role will be on the team per se. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that. They probably get like a C though, just because I don't like Nurkic. Like the center position is still weak, like really weak. Nurkic not giving you 18 no more. He ain't playing defense.
Huh? He give you 18. He give you 18. The defense obviously is not there, but
he's not giving you 18 no more.
He's not giving you 18. Did you see him last season? He is not giving you 18.
He's not giving you 18 no more.
This is a more.
He might still give you the 10 rebounds.
That's
But
what I'm trying to tell you. Last year they already knew. This year is like 8.
Yeah, but they have literally no defense. So nothing changed from CJ even. Like they have no defense. Jeremy Grant got a little defense on them, but that's one player.
I like this team, and I feel like they do have defensive players. I gave him a B minus, bro. Honestly, you get Grant, right? You get Gary Payton Jr., right? You get
that championship pedigree.
You get Sharp. You
Relax.
retain Josh Hart and Justice Winslow. So your lineup is Dame, Josh Hart, Grant Williams, Justice Winslow, and Nurk.
See, but that might not.
Well,
that's
Josh Hart.
That might not
Anthony
be the
Simons is starting next to Josh. Anthony Simons is starting at that too. Not Josh Hart.
No, sir.
They already said it.
No, Anthony Simons is starting.
He has to
come
off the bench. They gonna see
he's starting.
Work and he's gonna come off the bench.
Okay, but we don't know that yet, though. But as of now, he's starting.
I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work.
Who are you?
Why wouldn't it work? Why wouldn't it work? Why wouldn't it work?
And then, yeah, I was about to say, and then Josh Hart might not start at all because they might start Shaden Sharp.
Boom.
Yeah, so now that Gary Payton, Josh Hart, both on the bench, and they can't create their own shot, and they play defense, but that's it. They play defense and spot up.
I'll speak for the defensive unit. I'm saying they do have defense. Not where y'all would like them, but Hart, Grant, Winslow, GP2, like those are some solid pieces.
You got some Winslow, man.
They defensive pieces in the wrong spot. The players that play defense all in the same position.
They need rim protection.
Like, I don't think so. And even if they did, I don't. What is that gonna do? They best 3 defenders are all on the bench, and they all play shooting guard and small forward. There is no spot for them late in the game when they need buckets because they can't take out Anthony Simons because he a bucket. They can't take out Jeremy Grant because he gonna get buckets for them, and they still got a center that don't play no defense.
So B minus, right?
Nah, because they all in the same spot.
I give him a B.
The starting lineup is not bad. It's lack defense, but they got a lot of offense.
I like the mentality.
They get like a C plus. What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean?
Let's go to the East, man. Let's talk about what the Wizards did. They re-signed Bradley Beal to that big contract. I understand why you had to pay him that contract. I just wouldn't want to pay a player of his caliber the most money in the league, or 40, 50 million a year, however much. They signed DeLon Wright. I think that was a good signing. Taj Gibson, don't know why he still gets jobs.
He like
better presence in the locker room. Yeah, better presence in the locker room.
That man like 40 years old.
I give their offseason a C. But I think they have a good team going into next year.
Formidable.
I think they'll be in the play-in. They have the Bradley Beal KP duo. I'm interested to see how that plays and how they play off each other. But I give them a C in the offseason. I don't think they did anything crazy, but I think they did things that could help. They got Will Barton. They got Monte Morris. I think they got good complementary pieces to help that duo of Bradley Beal and KP.
I think
a C.
I give him a B minus.
I think losing KCP and Thomas Bryant was a big L for them. I think so. I think that was very big. He was their defender. He was their primary defender, and then Thomas Bryant was he was great for them. he was great for them. I think losing them was a big what?
I ain't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna cut it anyways. Johnny Davis, that boy is nice. I'm looking at him though.
Hey.
I really do see D-Book.
Okay,
I don't know about that.
I ain't gonna say that, but I think he is nice.
I see D-Book. I ain't gonna hold
You saying that because he looked like him or because of his play?
I'm looking at him like, hey, that's D-Book. Well, I wrote it down right here. Well, wait, D-Book abilities.
Wait, you cutting this out?
Nah, I'm speaking. Get up with some flowers, man.
Talking about.
Okay.
Oh, and they lost. Wait, yeah, they lost Nettles, Saturansky. I mean, but you get Monte.
Yeah, the NBA lost Saturansky.
Exactly. You get
that back to Europe.
They signed Maker.
I'm
just putting that out there.
And everybody forgetting about Rui, but
and he like 30 years old, pretending to be 18. So, hey,
yeah.
Nah, that was
Rui
that was
only good in Japan.
Huh?
Rui is only good in Japan. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. His development, it ain't where we expected it to be, but it's getting there.
It's been getting there for like 4 seasons now.
You know who's bad? He's not bad, but Denny
Adeja, whatever his last name is, terrible.
Hey, I don't know. That pick was just, I don't know.
They thought he was finna.
It wasn't a bad pick at the time, but he's just not.
They were saying that boy was finna be like Luka.
Yeah. Yeah. And that boy is. Ooh.
He lukewarm, man.
He ain't even that.
The only thing I don't like with the Wizards is just with the Bill situation. I feel like he should have left. He was that player that should have left, not Lillard. I feel like Bill was that player.
They in the same situation.
Yeah, but it's
you gotta feel the same way you feel about him that you said about Lillard.
It's way worse in Washington. They've been bad since that playoff run against the Celtics. They've been bad since.
No. Don't say that. Say since John Wall.
Since that playoff run, they've been bad. So I feel like he should have been out of there. But hey, money talks.
But you got the same way you feel about Lillard. You got to feel that way about him. Because regardless of if Lillard in a better situation, they both ain't winning.
Yeah, I was about to say, just making the playoffs don't make it okay.
Yeah.
At least they trying to win.
Are they?
You don't think the Wizards trying to win?
Yeah, they got the same record. Like they in the same season.
Obviously, teams trying to win, but they not. They wasn't really making moves like that.
I think they're in the same situation because Portland might have made better moves, but they're in the West. And Wizards make the same moves.
The East just got smoked out, man. Hey,
okay, it's not better than the West.
Huh?
It's not better than the West.
Right.
I think the 8th seed in the West is better than the 8th seed in the East.
Depends on who your 8th seed is. You talking about for this year or
going into this year? Who I have finished the 8th seed in the East. I mean, in the West, I think they're better than the 8th seed in the East.
Oh, okay, we'll see.
West. It's the Kings.
Go.
Yeah, the Kings.
Yeah, wipe the Kings off the thing.
That's interesting. I like the offseason.
Hey, skip the.
I was about to say I like the offseason too, but I just don't see the Kings winning anything.
Yeah. they got Malik Monk, they got Deli, KZ, Kevin Herter.
Yeah, they got some good picks.
Hold on. We're not sneaking in KZ Akpala like that.
I didn't even hear him say that. I didn't even hear him.
KZ Acapella, boy.
They brought in some good pieces, but it's the Kings.
They're not getting up.
I think they'll win a lot more games than they have in not a lot more, but I think they'll win more games than they have in previous years. I think they'll be right at that 11 seed fighting with another team who I ain't gonna mention right now. But I think they'll be in a better position than last year and the previous years. I think this year is the telltale if they don't play good first half of the season. Either Sabonis is probably out of there because it's harder to trade Fox. Fox is a ball dominant player, so when you're trading for Fox, you have to trade for your offense to be built
that's true.
Almost around him. So it's harder to trade for a player like him. So I think Sabonis is probably going to be out that door, unless they want to pull another Tyrese Halliburton and send Keegan Murray out of there, which would be wild. Don't understand why they traded Tyrese, but I gave their offseason C+, B-, because I think they made good moves. I just don't think they made anything to really move that needle. I think they're putting a lot of trust into Fox having a bounce back year, which I think he will have.
I've been doing the same thing over and over and over and
I
over
feel
and
like
over.
if they only get to the 11th seed from the 12th, then they shouldn't have never did anything. They might as well just go take for Victor. Because if they only move it up to the 11th seed, you might as well just go take for Victor. Because De'Aaron Fox, I think it's over. He's not that guy. I think they just need to come to that conclusion. He is not going to be the guy to take them to the promised land. He's a decent player. Like, he might be a 2 or a 3 somewhere, but he is not the guy that's going to take them to where they need to go. That's just it is what it is.
You know what player he needs to develop into? He needs to develop into a Drew Holiday like player.
He's not big enough, so he can't guard multiple positions.
But he needs to develop into a defensive first kind of player, because he's not that great offensively as he should be with his play style. And so I think he really needs to develop becoming a defensive first player.
And I was about to say, he also not a shooter, so it's kind of hard for him to develop into Drew Holiday without being.
He's really a worse Westbrook, a worse young Westbrook.
Let's stop that. Let's stop that. Just stop that.
He's a worse young Westbrook. What do you mean? He's the worst young Westbrook.
Okay. Wait, before we get to the Lakers, I want to say one more thing. This Murray dude, the 6'8" forward.
Keegan Murray.
Yeah. The stretch glass cleaner.
Yeah, he's supposed to be nice.
He's just old.
When I was watching his film, because I don't really watch college basketball, but when I was watching, I'm like, damn, I see some Siakam ability in him.
That's not bad. I think his they had him compared to, I think, Julius Randle.
Oh my God, Siakam. Nah.
You talking about all NBA Siakam?
Oh, C minus. I forgot.
Top 3.
Yeah, they the Kings though. It's like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they that might be like the worst organization in basketball. They just have the bad stick. Like, they ain't been good since 2002. Like, they just need to hang it up, man.
2022.
Go bring out Seattle or something.
Are we going to the Big Apple, or are we going to Hollywood, man?
Let's do the Big
Let's
Apple.
Start with Hollywood.
Let's do the Big
Let's
Apple.
start with Hollywood. No, let's start with Hollywood.
Let me or Daniels go first. Dan, you want
Go ahead.
me to pick a word out?
I can go first. It's a lot to say about them. They bring in a lot of players. I don't think any of the players that they bring in. Let me not say any, but I don't think the majority of the players they bring in don't fit. Patrick Beverly is okay. He played defense and he shot 40% from 3. That's an okay pick. Lonnie Walker played defense, but he can't shoot. Thomas Bryant played defense and he can shoot. Well, he's more of an offensive. I would say he's more offense oriented than defense. I don't have too much words for Juan Anderson.
Championship pedigree, man.
Okay.
Taking that championship pedigree a little too far now.
I don't know how well Scottie Pippen Jr. gonna play. So
he's not.
He might not even play at all.
That's what I'm talking about.
He might not play at all.
He's not.
The Westbrook thing, I don't know. Because I was excited when they said we was getting Kyrie. When I was a rumor, at least. I was excited for that. But then they said they're not getting Kyrie, and then bring in like 4 guards that's not great shooters behind him. So it made it seem as if they was going to trade him, but then they talking about we going all in on Westbrook.
Y'all forgetting about a key role player, though.
Who did I miss?
Mr. None of Your Business.
That again?
Hey, man.
Mr. None of Your Business.
None better.
He's starting, so I don't. He's supposed to be a key piece. Yeah, they say he's going to be the 2.
Insane.
Yeah,
that's not okay. That's terrible. But you go, Malik. You got
my turn.
Yeah.
I'm happy about Taylor Horton Tucker leaving though.
Boom.
So let's just look at it all in a nutshell. Lose Melo, Avery Bradley, Dwight Howard, Malik Monk, Bazemore, THT, Stanley Johnson, and what's the fool name that didn't get off the bench, man? Oh yeah, Wayne Ellington, right? The bronze and
But we knew we was gonna lose them though. They was all in 1 year deals.
Yeah.
They didn't expect to be there for long.
Yeah, I mean, I want to Malik Monk back, but let's just say all that's gone, right? I like every single player we got better than everybody I just named. Pat Bev, Lonnie, JTA, Troy Brown Jr., Thomas Bryant. K Nunn didn't play, so I'm gonna just say K Nunn, Max Christie, Cole Swinder, but I will see him soon. That's
He probably won't play. He probably won't play much.
All he gonna do is swindle you out your money.
I was about to say he probably won't play much, and Matt Christie probably won't play much that first year either.
I've been watching Christie, boy. He's unseasoned right now, raw, but you know what I'm saying. But when it's time, I see a little Tobias out on.
Tobias who?
But
that ain't good either.
Relax.
Hold up. Tobias who?
Tobias, man. Tobias.
I don't know if he's Tobias, but Tobias is probably like the super high end. Like that's probably like
Max
the super
Christie,
high
right?
end.
And you talking about Tobias in the same sentence?
Not right now.
Yeah, I'm talking about ever. But
that's your blood clot then. I got
And they also play different positions, so it'll be kind of hard to be.
One's a forward, one's a shooting guard.
Yeah, they kind of be hard to be Tobias. But even like as far as like performance wise, like stats, that'd be like his high end if he got to Tobias.
Yeah. I guess I just gotta say it, right? Make y'all believe it.
I mean, I give y'all a C+ because you guys added like a lot of players and they're young players too. They're not like old brittle players that y'all added in the years past.
You didn't have to call them brittle. You didn't have to say brittle.
And it's a lot of depth too. Y'all could switch around pieces if need be. Granted, all of them not the best shooters, but we'll see. Y'all got some backbone now. Well, y'all ain't have that. It was just LeBron.
Well, let me get my
80
analysis.
80 gonna. Oh my bad.
I was about to say, I think the season still falling on AD. Regardless of what we did in all season, if AD ain't healthy, none of that matter.
Let's see this team. You got Damian Jones, Troy Brown, Lonnie Walker, Juan Toscano, Thomas Bryant, right? I think y'all are the only team who I gave a D to that with one move can go to an A. If y'all could go get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, that's an A offseason. If y'all can't, it's a D. Because Darvingham is preaching a good game, making Westbrook defense first. Westbrook talking a good game too, team-oriented, all this stuff.
Everybody
sounds good. It sounds good. Westbrook has never been a defensive player in his career. This is like year 15. He's older. Why would he become that now? He doesn't move good laterally. He's just not a good on-ball defender. So I don't see that changing this year for him to be if he's your number one point of attack defender or your number two behind Patrick Beverly. It's not good. Also, don't think y'all fixed that situation because y'all added shooting, but y'all still don't have enough. Adding Buddy Hield and Miles Turner greatly changes that. I think adding Buddy Hield and Miles Turner puts y'all in prime position to compete for middle of the pack playoffs. Right now, yes. Because right now, I don't have them making the playoffs. I have them back in the play-in.
If they get Miles Turner and Buddy Hield with like LeBron and
with AD being healthy, I feel like we win.
They can make the finals.
I feel like we win.
Okay, I don't say that. I think they'll be in prime championship contention. I think they could be around a 4 to 5 seed. But I still think with that team right there, I still don't think they're. It's too much, y'all. I think it's too much optimism. It's too much optimism about AD being healthy. He hasn't been a healthy player. He's been even less healthy since he's got into LA. And last year was just not good. He was never healthy. When he was healthy, he did not play good. He looked terrible when he played.
He
said it was a wrist injury though. That's why.
Yeah, he was playing through it.
I feel like we just need him to play 60 games. He plays 60 games and is available in the playoffs.
Play like AD. and he didn't play like that last year.
That's because
I
he's
think
Lewis.
it's a lot of. I think y'all would be really good. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all made the Western Conference Finals with that roster, but I don't see y'all making the Western Conference Finals with that roster. I think y'all would need maybe one more complimentary piece. But I think y'all need to make that trade to get rid of Westbrook because this is the only time you get to have Westbrook that contract. Next year you get that max slot, and then if you go get Kyrie, it's kind of like let go of the big three. Lakers need to let go of that big three. I know LeBron might want to get Kyrie. Let go of that because all that does is make you have to sign a bunch of veteran minimum players. You don't need that. You need a bunch of complementary pieces. They need
true.
I don't think they need to go after that big three notion anymore. Rob Pelinka, do your job. LeBron got you by your manhood right now. Release it. Do your job.
True, but Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving, and when it's a chance to add talent like that, you go at it, regardless of the outcome. But
that's true.
Regardless, because most of the time it work out good.
Yeah, because even winning one is a W. even winning one is a W. I don't know. I feel like it's too late to get them though, unless they still available at like the trade deadline.
It just came out yesterday. It was they said if the Lakers won't add 2 first-round protected picks, but what you call it? Want to trade them right now? The Pacers.
But we already
think about the Lakers.
That was already a thing though, and they said they didn't want to get rid of the picks.
No, the Lakers saying they don't want the extra contract. They don't want the contracts having years on them. They want to have that max slot for next offseason. That's why the Lakers won't do anything. They're in a spot now where they don't want to trade for extra contracts. Yeah, but right now they're saying they don't want to trade for the extra years of the contract because they want to go into next year with that max slot. So they're in a position where they want to get better, but they can't get better. So they just finna waste another LeBron year and finna be out the playoffs again. What's the next team, man?
Yeah, I was about to say, well, it's 2 options then. It's either they trade Westbrook and get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, or wait till next year and get Kyrie. Maybe, possibly. That's the 2 options then.
Let's talk about them Knicks, man. Big Apple.
She begging on me on the bank.
You know, I think they re-signed Mitchell Robinson. They traded and got they signed Isaiah Hartenstein, who I think is a really good pick. He's a really good center, really good backup center. I think probably one of the best backup centers in the league. They signed Jalen Brunson too. I think their offseason, I gave their offseason a B, the B-. I think they made a lot of good pieces, a lot of good moves to have that, and they're in a prime position next year to where, or even this year, to where if a disgruntled superstar comes up or anything, they have not only the contract with Julius Randle contract, but they also have the picks when they traded back those lottery picks this past draft for the next draft. They have like 3 firsts next draft. Between that Julius contract and those 3 firsts and future firsts, they're in prime position to get that superstar when it comes available. And I think that's why I'm really intrigued. I really like their offseason solely because I think they put themselves in great position to get that next superstar, where they have pieces around them and they don't have to build once they get superstar. They'll have the pieces already there with Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Mitchell, Isaiah Hartenstein. I like Quentin Grimes a lot. I think he'll have a great year. He looked really good in the summer league. He was sniping. He's doing everything. I think he's gonna have a really good year. Emmanuel quickly. I don't see them making the playoffs, but I think they're in prime position to get that superstar, to get the next superstar.
I give them a C+ because I feel like I like the moves that they made, but I feel like they invested a bit too much into Jalen Brunson. Granted, but that's how the market was. So he was.
I was about to say they had to.
Yeah, he was going to sign less. Yeah, he wasn't going to sign less for that. But I feel like they invested a bit much into him, and they lost out on the chance to get Donovan Mitchell. I don't care about y'all opinion on Donovan Mitchell, but I feel like if he would have went to New York, he would have been a real difference, a huge difference.
Yeah,
and I know y'all like him because y'all say he's a volume scorer and blah 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 blah. But
I'm the biggest Donovan fan in here. But I think it's a good thing they didn't get Donovan because of the asking price. Yeah, they wanted RJ Barrett and like 6 picks. That's an overpay.
Yeah, and then him being paired up with Jalen Brunson is
that doesn't change his situation, and that's
a trash pairing.
They weren't going to make the playoffs. They weren't going to make the playoffs. So I think they did a good thing by not overpaying to go get Donovan.
I feel like their front office isn't trustworthy either. So I don't see like big, big names going there anytime soon. Still,
Yeah, I don't.
The Knicks are like a big brand, obviously, but they're just a brand now. The history is no longer there. Like the name is no longer. It's just I would say it's just the name and not like the actual integrity of the team. It's just the name. You go there if you want to, market yourself a lot better. But other than that, if you want to win, that's not a place you want to go. So I don't see any big name people going there anytime soon. Still,
I would say they pickups was nice, but I don't think it changed anything for them. I feel like they in the same situation. Like I don't think they make the play-in. They might be somewhere around the 11th seed again.
No, I thought they made the play.
Okay, let's say they make the play-in. I don't think they make the playoffs. so either way it goes, they in kind of in the same situation. I don't think Jalen Brunson makes them like extremely better. RJ, hopefully he becomes better because now I'm assuming they looking forward to him being that guy. They still have Julius Randle. I don't know what they doing with that. I think they, like Amaria said, they hoping that some star wants to get traded there, but I feel like that's a hard pick considering that nobody likes the owner.
Yeah, exactly.
The fans even been trying to petition to get food to sell the team. So I don't think any player goes there. Like their best chance was the Durant and Kyrie thing. Even Zion really, and all that fell apart.
It's always high hopes with them.
I don't know too much about him, so
I don't like it. Well, I don't really care for it.
There were some highlights. I like him. I seen Deion
that
Waiters.
ain't the best.
Deion Waiters,
that ain't the best. And not to mention that they got Cam Reddish last year, and he didn't even play for real. So
exactly,
I don't know what they doing there, but yeah, they just all over the place. They slowly falling into the Kings territory.
Nah, they too relevant.
Well, I mean, they got too much money to be the Kings. Yeah, as far as like just the franchise being terrible.
So this,
huh? There was a C,
right? Yeah.
C minus.
C plus. I gave C plus, B minus.
Yeah.
Next team, man. Let's talk about the Spurs, man. Personally, I really like what the Spurs did for one simple reason. They got rid of DeJounte, which I think they're going to be in the same situation as always by keeping him. They're not going to be able to fully rebuild. They're going to be around that 10th seed every time. I like the fact they got rid of him because now they are in prime position to get Victor. None of everything they did puts them in prime position to get Victor. They need to be bad this year so they can get Victor. That's why I gave them an 8 because DeJounte told them he wasn't going to re-sign, so they did what they had to do. They got rid of him. If he tells them he's not going to re-sign, then they did the best thing they could do, which was get rid of him. And now I think they're in prime position to get Victor, and that's all that matters. That's why I gave them.
I give him a D plus, and I give him a D plus because they got rid of DeJounte Murray, but they also gave him the chance to seek a trade or seek like where he want to go. The first class organization type stuff. And they got the guy from the Thunder, Roby.
Isaiah Roby.
That's it. Other than that, the Spurs.
Yeah, I was about to.
That's only talking D plus.
When is Pop gonna retire? I think he got like 2 years. Didn't he say something like that? He's gonna retire soon. Because I want to say after he retired, even if they get Victor and Keldon Johnson with no Pop, ain't nobody coming to San Antonio.
So they gonna be poots.
So Victor and Keldon Johnson ain't, even if Victor turned out to be that guy, Victor and Keldon Johnson is not it. And the appeal to play with the Spurs would be Popovich. And if Popovich isn't there, maybe if Tim Duncan become head coach, he might have some pull. But yeah, like yeah, anything. They lost DeJounte, they lost Lonnie.
But they got Gorgie Jang, man.
They did have 3 first-round picks. Jeremy should
unprotected too. Unprotected.
I was talking about they picked 3 picks this year. I wasn't talking about his name Jeremy. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Skohan. Skohan. It's Skohan.
Hamburg.
Okay, he's decent, but these other 2 guys.
That boy is a multi-position defender.
Yeah, that's decent.
He like Keldon Johnson.
No, I'm talking about
Keldon Johnson is sniping.
This Jeremy dude.
Yeah, like I was saying, Keldon Johnson being the best player on your team is. Yeah.
What? Y'all like them got Mr. Purtle down there.
Yeah, unless Keldon Johnson go get them like 30 next season, they gonna be worse than what they are now. So they probably gonna win Victor if the lottery goes right.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I think so.
Who?
Jeremy dude, Kelly Oubre. I was watching like, hey, that's Kelly right there. He tenacious. Got that shot when it's needy B. He like that. Shout out to the multi-position defender. Shout out to my boy Margella K. Just throw that in there.
So we can all agree them boys like a D.
Big time F.
No, but I gave them an A. Next team. Let's talk about the Hornets. I gave them a D-. I would have gave them an F, but I just didn't give anyone an F. I gave them a D- simply for the fact they are in basketball purgatory. They're going to be in the same spot that they have been before, but I think this year they're going to drop. Don't think they're making a play-in this year.
Definitely be weird.
They should have got rid of Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward while they're at the peak of their value-wise. They should have got rid of, and it's not their fault, but they lost Miles Bridges for nothing. So I think between that, still having Terry and Gordon on the roster going into this year, you have LaMelo, who's in about 2 years is going to be approaching that rookie
extension.
Right. Okay, LaMelo's going to be approaching that rookie end of that rookie contract, and you're going to probably just now be starting that rebuild then, or in the second year of that rebuild. And it's kind of like you need to be rebuilding now because you have a chance to get Victor. I feel like a lot of teams, they need to be in position to get Victor, and they're not. They need to be trading to get Victor or try to put position to get Victor.
Why y'all keep saying Victor?
Because he's supposed to be that nigga.
He's a 7-foot player. He's KD 3-4 inches taller.
He's supposed to be that guy. I mean, potentially if his taller people have shorter careers because of their knees and stuff. But if they have him now, for however long he play in the league, he's supposed to be that guy.
He's 7'5", dribbles, shoots, finishes, and defends. 7'5".
And he moves like a guard.
Like he's not slow. He's 7'5" in KD.
We all play the bookie here, right?
Hey.
That's a trap game right there.
I mean, no, it's definitely a big risk, but you take that risk though.
Okay, well, that's crazy. You don't even know who he is, and don't never see him play, and you call him a bust.
The Fiends.
That's wild.
But you said
okay.
Hornets, they lost Miles Bridges, Trez, and IT. They got D'Angelo Ball,
they lost
DSJ, Dennis Smith Jr. And I like the draft pick, the Mark Williams guy. I got him like a defensive player. Like Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah.
He played at Duke.
Yeah. That's from Duke.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know. They in a terrible spot because if they don't do nothing now, which they not, and they don't get a great pick, they in jeopardy of LaMelo telling them he don't want to be there no more.
Yeah.
And if they lose LaMelo, that's a wrap.
Yeah, but they got all his rights, so he probably.
No, but if he don't want to play, he don't want to play.
But they have all the leverage.
Yeah, if he says he's not gonna play, they're not gonna keep paying him to not play. They're gonna have to trade him.
Also, I hate teams. This is a problem I have. I hate teams who hire failed coaches. They hired Steve Clifford, who they had before, and fired him. I don't understand why you hire a coach who doesn't like to play young players. He also doesn't like to play young players, and you have James Bouknight on the team, Mark Williams. He's not a good coach. When the recent years have showed you that first-year head coaches turn teams around. J.B. Bickerstaff, Ime Udoka, Tyronn Lue, even when Eric came into the league. What's the coach for Monty Williams? What's the coach for the Pelicans? Willie Green. Like first year coaches.
Coach.
Yeah, first Taylor. Dang, what's his last name? Taylor Jenkins. Yeah. First year coaches have proven in recent history
and the Nuggets coach
to always change your team. They change your culture and make you really good. So I don't understand why you hired a failed coach from an old system. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they're failing LaMelo in every way possible, and that's why I gave them a D-. Man, give them an F. Give them an F.
Yeah, because they
failing LaMelo in every way possible.
Yeah, because they were supposed to trade Terry, didn't trade Terry. They were supposed to trade Gordon, didn't trade Gordon. They was talking about trading PJ, didn't trade PJ.
Mm-hmm.
They
got a terrible coach, a coach they previously fired. That makes no sense to me. Could you imagine firing a coach and then rehiring him years later?
There's a lot of uncertainty of.
But no, he's
not Phil Jackson. Yeah, like he's not Phil Jackson. He's Steve Clifford, and he's not the big red dog. Keep going.
I was.
Oh, sorry. That was
yeah.